I am super excited for today's video. We are going to be unpacking the strategy and the psychology behind our $500,000 months in our business. And I'm going to walk you through exactly what platforms we use, as well as what psychological principles we are leveraging through our content to be able to create such massive financial milestones inside of our business. So the first thing that you need to know is that the main platforms that we use for marketing in our business are Pinterest, TikTok, and Instagram. TikTok and Pinterest are what we use for visibility. So this is what allows us to bring thousands of new people into our audience every single day. And then Instagram is what we're using for nurturing and converting those viewers into customers, okay? So a lot of this conversion strategy is going to actually be taking place inside of my Instagram stories, because that is where our most engaged leads are, our most loyal audience viewers. And so to create visibility and outreach, we do that in some different ways, but these are specifically the strategies that we employ to drive conversions from that massive audience. Now, I know that there are a lot of people, and we have clients that we actually just started working with who have over 100,000 followers on Instagram. Some of them have over 1 million followers on TikTok, but they're still not seeing the conversions that they want to be seeing. And the thing is that visibility and virality are not necessarily going to equate to money. And so just because you can do outreach doesn't necessarily mean that you are able to convert. So these are the strategies that we employ to take those leads, take that visibility and that virality, and actually convert those viewers into sales, okay? So the first principle that you really need to understand is called anchoring. And so what this does is it anchors and influences your viewers' perception of price and value. So for example, if you've ever seen on Amazon where they cross out what the normal price is, and then next to it they say what the sales price is, and they tell you underneath that you're saving like 6% or whatever. That's an example of price anchoring. So whatever people are seeing first, that is what they're anchoring the value and the price to, and then anything that they're shown beyond that, they're comparing to that initial price anchor, okay? So one way that we've employed this, and I just want to give a disclaimer, always use these ethically because they are so powerful, okay? So one of the ways that we've used this in our marketing to create these massive months is when we are having a price increase with our offers, we leverage this as a talking point with our audience. So at the beginning of the year for 2024, what we did was we increased one of our programs from $4,000 to $6,000. So what we were able to do was leveraging price anchoring. We were able to say that at the first of the year, the price is going to be $6,000. And if you take action within this Black Friday sale, what you're going to get is you're going to get it for $4,000, okay? So instead of taking the price point that we were already at and discounting our time and our value and our services, we were able to, in a really ethical way, let people know that, hey, this price is going to be increasing. And rather than just telling people, hey, the price is going to increase, we used this anchoring with the way that we framed it so that it was like, the new price is going to be this. Here's what you can get it for right now. And so in leveraging that anchoring effect, people were comparing the current price to the new price rather than comparing the current price to the new price, if that makes sense. So you want to, whatever you want them to anchor your price with, that's the number that they should get first, okay? And of course, when we raise our prices, we are also going to be increasing the value inside of the program. So every single year we're adding new modules, new trainings, new templates, new guest speakers, new coaches. There's so much development that's happening. So when we're increasing the price, we're also increasing the value. But again, if I were just to show up and be like, we're adding all these things to the program, as we're going to talk about in a minute, the pleasure of a gain of an ad is not necessarily the most powerful thing that you can leverage in marketing. Now, the second principle that we use, again, ethically, but this will give you a massive sales month, is by leveraging loss aversion with your content, okay? So loss aversion is essentially where people are afraid of missing out on something. So if you have like a limited time sale happening, if they don't buy before Friday, then they're going to miss out, right? That's an example of loss aversion. Now, I was reading a book recently, and another really great example that they gave in terms of framing was they gave the example of a credit card company, and they were doing a promotion where they were giving a $50 credit if you used your card 10 times within that month. Now, the way that you could have framed this in terms of the gain effect would have been, we're giving you a $50 credit if you use your card 10 times. But what they found to be even more effective and more impactful was they said, we put $50 in your account, use your card 10 times this month and you get to keep it, okay? And you can kind of feel the difference there, where the pain of them losing that $50 by not using their card far outweighed the gain of potentially earning that $50 credit. And that's because when we take ownership in something, it increases its intrinsic value to us. So by saying you have this $50 already, but it's going to be taken away, it really, really hits home to people and has a very strong impact on decision making. So the emotional weight of a loss is 10 times as impactful as the emotional weight of a gain, okay? So when you're using this loss aversion in business, you wanna minimize the risk perception for your clients, but you also want to make sure that they understand that they are going to be losing out on something if they don't take action. The next principle that we leverage on Instagram stories is the bandwagon effect. And essentially what it is people are more likely to take action if they see that other people are also doing the same thing. Nobody wants to be the first to do something. People want to see that other people are enjoying it, that they're engaging in it. They want to see the demand for your offer. So this is where bringing in social proof and the transparency content that we always talks about really comes into play. So you're showcasing the behind the scenes and you're breaking the wall between what is happening behind the scenes of your business and the interactions with your business in the outside world, and then what people are seeing on social media. So for example, if you take screenshots and you show people all the applications that you had come in within 24 hours, right? That's a really ethical way that you can collect and leverage the bandwagon effect along with that loss aversion, where it's like, here's the applications that we had. We have more applications come in than we have spots available. So you're able to, one, leverage the bandwagon effect and see that other people are doing it, but you're then able to also leverage that loss aversion in an ethical way. Another way that you can do this is by screenshots of DMs that you're getting, demand for your offer, questions that you're getting, even comments that you're getting, screenshotting them and then unpacking those on your stories. Basically anything to show that other people are also interested in this thing that you are selling is very persuasive. The next thing to understand and consider when you're creating content, and this goes beyond your Instagram story now, this goes for all of your content, is that you need to sell to the 4 different buyer types through your content. So there's 4 buyer types. We've got expressive, amiable, analytical, and driver. I have a full separate video breaking down what each of those are, but essentially you want to identify the prominent ones that are in your audience, but you also want to speak to all of them through your content. Each buyer type has specific things that really resonates with them, that they care about when they're deciding to make a purchase decision. So if you can present real case studies and testimonials, that's going to be really activating to those analytical buyers, whereas talking about the relationship, the community, and the exclusivity of your offer is going to be more activating to your expressive buyers. So there's different things that they care about, but people tend to just create for the buyer type that they themselves are because it's what feels most natural. So if you're not creating for all of the different buyer types, you're literally missing out on 75% of the sales that you could be creating within your business. the final point that I want to make is your content should be really leveraged as a sales process. So the same thing that you would be doing on a sales call and a sales conversation, taking someone from awareness, going through discovery and discovering their current reality, to speaking about their desires and what the gap is that's keeping them stuck, and then pitching yourself, showing how you fill that gap, and then overcoming objections, right? All the things that you would do in a sales call, you want to make sure that you do that in your content, okay? So you want to take them through the journey. You want to showcase the pain points, their desires, illustrate their dreams, the aspirations that they have. You want to handle objections, common hesitations that people have, common concerns, handle those in your content and close the deal through compelling call to actions that aren't just like, click for more info, right? Actually draw people into your brand in an enticing way by leveraging those psychological principles, okay? So by leveraging the bandwagon effect, the loss aversion, as well as anchoring in your content is going to be very effective in creating these high cash months. So if you're struggling to take the visibility, the virality that you've created and actually turn them into sales, this is a very powerful way to make that happen. Hopefully this video was helpful for you. If it was, be sure to leave any questions that you have down below, subscribe to the channel, and of course, my DMs are always wide open. So if you have a question about this or anything that you want to chat through, I'm always so happy to chat with you guys, answer any questions that you guys have. So never hesitate to slide in and let's have a conversation. Thanks for being here, you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.